Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks so much for tuning in. Today I'm going to keep working on the 85 Pontiac Fiero. If you missed the last episode, I've got the link to it down in the description below. I was able to take the car for its first thorough test drive since I got it running, and quite honestly, it drove pretty good for as long as it sat. That being said, this is for my friend's daughter's first car, so I want to make sure everything is in tip-top shape, A-OK, ready to go. So I'm going to be doing pretty much a complete chassis rebuild, kicking off with this video. Being that there's so much work to be done between the front and rear, I'm going to split it up into two different videos. So this video is going to focus on the front, tackling the suspension, the steering, brakes, so on and so forth. I'm also going to be doing a lot of refurbishing in this process because I firmly believe if you're going to go this thorough into a rebuild, all of the stuff in general needs to look a whole lot better than it did when you pulled it from the car. Not just by installing new parts, but, repainting the control arms and so on and so forth. But anyway, I'd like to give a huge thanks and shout out to Duplicolor, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Scott Homan Auto for supporting this project. It really means a lot. Be sure to support the brands to support the channel. I've got everybody's respective websites down in the description box below. Of course, there's always a whole lot of stuff to do, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. When it comes to cleaning up messes around the shop, my go-to has always been Scott. They're the #1 shop towel brand for a reason, offering different types of towels for different types of jobs, from light duty to heavy duty and even auto detailing. Their original shop towels offer double the absorbing ability over the leading value brand shop towel. Even when wet, they remain surprisingly strong, so they end up lasting longer. Even though they're designed for tough jobs, they're soft enough for your hands and face. You can get them in rolls or a convenient box so you can just pull one out as needed. The front end of this car is quite a bit worse off than I thought it was, considering it actually drove and handled really good on the last thorough test drive. The biggest issues are the control arm bushings, which are severely dry rotted. The ball joints don't look great either. Because of the relatively simple design of the front end, it was easy enough just to drop everything out and start from scratch. The only thing I elected not to replace were the sway bar bushings and end links due to them already being polyurethane replacements. Everything else is getting replaced. Most of this stuff was actually in stock at O'Reilly. I'm going to be replacing the brake discs, calipers, hoses, wheel bearings, shocks, steering stabilizer, control arm bushings, ball joints, tie rods and boots, spring insulators, and even the majority of the hardware. I'll also thoroughly clean and re-grease the steering rack. It's all going to be practically brand new when I get through. Before I start reassembling the front end, I'm going to thoroughly clean and repaint everything so it all goes back in looking a whole lot better than it did coming out. I'll be using a few different products, including Duplicolor self-etching primer, automotive sealer, and engine enamel semi-gloss black. Even though these aren't engine related parts, I'm a big fan of this paint for its durability and how it lays out. Prep is the most time-consuming part of painting, especially when you're working with old parts. But the more time you spend on your prep work, the better the end results. The first step is getting everything clean. Duplicolor also offers a full lineup of cleaning products, from wax and grease remover and acetone to both water and solvent-borne cleaners. After you're done with cleaning, you're going to want to scuff up the surfaces the best you can to create a mechanical bond for the paint. The best conditions for painting are going to be between temperatures of 60 degrees and 95 degrees with humidity less than 60%. You also don't want to be typically painting in direct sunlight, but it was fairly intermittent sun, so I wasn't worried about negatively affecting the curing process. Before applying, shake the can for at least a minute so the mixing ball inside can properly stir things up. You also want to shake the can for 10 seconds after each minute of use. To spray, hold the can parallel and about 8 to 10 inches from the surface you're painting, using an even sweeping motion. Apply 2 light coats followed by 1 medium wet coat. You want to allow for 10 minutes of flash time between coats and have all coats applied within an hour. This paint dries to the touch in an hour and can be handled in 3 hours. One helpful tip: after each coat, invert the can and spray till you see clear gas come out. This cleans the nozzle and guards against clogs. With all of the suspension and steering components replaced and refreshed, it's time to start putting everything back together so I can work on installing the new brakes. Everything looks incredible and should last for many years to come. It's just a shame it's all in an area where you'll hardly ever see it, but at least it's all fresh and guarded against rust. Someone had painted the calipers red at some point in the car's past, so I figured I'd do the same with the reman calipers I picked up at O'Reilly. Duplicolor's caliper enamel is designed to take the daily torture that brake calipers endure. You can actually use this paint on rotors, drums, and hardware, just don't apply it directly to contact surfaces. For example, I've painted rotors before to guard against rust and corrosion. I'll mask off the area the pads make contact with and paint the hubs and cooling vanes if it's a vented disc to keep them looking fresh for the long while. The ceramic resins in this paint help withstand intermittent temperatures up to 500 degrees. With the proper prep work, you'll have a final finish that'll be resistant to chipping, brake dust, and automotive chemicals. The paint sprays and lays out very similar to Duplicolor's engine enamel. Color options include red, gloss black, matte black, blue, silver, and yellow. If you didn't want to remove your calipers but still wanted to change the color, you can pick up a handy caliper refinishing kit that includes a pint of caliper paint, caliper aerosol cleaner, a stir stick, masking tape, paintbrush, and a step-by-step instruction booklet. The brush-on paint is only available in red, silver, gloss black, and matte black. Being that these calipers are already rebuilt and ready to install, all that really needed to be done was minor prep work and cleaning, as well as masking off what was necessary. Well everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, the next video is going to be tackling the rear suspension and brakes and getting all that stuff back there looking as good as all the stuff up here. A big thanks once again to Duplicolor, O'Reilly Auto Parts, and Scott Home & Auto. Be sure to support the brands that support the channel. It really means a lot. I've got a bunch of links down in the description box below for you guys to check out. If you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so. There's a lot more content where that came from, not just with this car, but reviews and upcoming projects as I'm wrapping up with this. And also, don't forget to leave a like down below. It really helps the videos a lot. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.